All right. Hey, everybody. It's Carl from Roleplaying Podcast today. And I know I go on rants and
You do.
I do.
You go
I
on
do.
rants.
I do. I talk about some stuff like there has to be evil characters, and I think like an explanation would be in order. So let's explain that, why I feel that way. So anyway, Mike, you know how I go off like the last.
You go off.
I do go off. I don't know if anybody knows, but this is not a formatted podcast. We come up with an idea, we come in, we sit down, and we talk about it. John is about as formatted as we get around here with his little piece of paper.
He is
notes.
the most formatted person here on this podcast.
He is. This was by this guy and this year, and I don't know. I just come in. I thought that was cool. I talk about it. I know the gaming industry.
You need to be more like John.
The drawback to that is sometimes you go on rants without any reference points or something like that. So let me go back to the reference point of having, like, usually I go off like, hey, listen, you can't, like, I was kind of like going off about, like, not going off, but like, say My Little Pony. That's a very non-confrontational game. I've never seen a My Little Pony where they have combat.
I don't know. They're in a dungeon.
Yes.
The one we
Okay.
reviewed
I mean, that would be an example. I'm not saying there isn't, there is, but anyway, it's very conflict resolution when it comes to non-combat. So, but in the D&D world, the old style D&D world, or any conflict, you see every movie that is popular, every story that is good, every video game that's great. There's usually some kind of violence in there, right? And it's just how you direct that violence. My point is, if you're playing D&D, you usually want to play the good guy. You haven't played too many D&D games, right?
No.
Okay, here I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of the one shot you played in. Who was the biggest jerk in that game?
I mean,
not that as a person, but what character was the biggest jerk in the game you played?
had to have been Donnie.
Donnie, which was played by Travis, right?
Donnie. I call him Donnie now.
Donnie.
From now on.
Why was he a jerk in it?
He had the chance to be the captain because he was the captain. He had the title of the captain, which means he went through all the work to get that title, and then he decided to do everything that a captain wouldn't do and left his team to die.
The biggest part is he left everyone. He ran
and then
left
died.
Yeah, and then died. He didn't even make it out.
He tried to make it out, and pressure got to him.
So you would, like, if you were to watch a movie like that, that guy would be the evil guy, right?
Yeah,
he'd be like,
the guy.
Evil. He left everybody dead. I like in Aliens 2, the second movie, the corporate guy. Of course, the corporate guy's always going to be a bad guy. Remember,
I
he was
only
trying
watched
to
number one.
Oh, anyway, any movie where somebody like a corporate guy or some guy's trying to like get ahead of the other guys, they'll screw their
Deadpool, Wolverine, that guy in that movie.
Yeah. So, Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yeah, the dude who worked at the TVA.
Oh yeah. That guy, yes.
Yeah.
He would be considered a villain because he was like just didn't care about the people around him. So you don't want to play that guy in a role playing game. Is my point.
No.
Like if you're telling me I'm wrong about this, you're wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. Maybe your opinions are skewed, right?
Wrong.
Or it's different than mine. But if you're playing a character and it's evil, nobody likes playing with evil characters when they're in a campaign. Like, hey, I'm a fighter. Hey, I'm a wizard. Hey, I'm a cleric. Hey, I'm a whatever, right? But then there's always that one guy who wants to be, I'm going to be a thief, but I'm evil. So I'm going to steal from everybody and I'm going to cutthroat. That guy's just annoying. I'm sorry. It's just annoying. You can have a character flaw where you're a kleptomaniac or you steal, then it's like, okay, you grab him and it's whatever. But to be evil in a role-playing game, nobody likes you. I'm telling you, nobody likes you in your game, right? Nobody likes you to be evil in a role-playing game where everybody else is good, or at least having the, hey, we got to solve this problem.
Right, like you said, it's different if you're battling that good versus evil while you're the character, like as all humans do. We got some bad and some good, but just pure, trying to troll or evil.
Or if you're playing role-playing, like, oh, my guy might be a little evil, or, it might be funny. Oh, did you steal the diamond? And then there's like a little inner conflict, but at least you work with it. That's part of the story. We're making it exciting. But to just be that guy that nobody wants to play, just unreasonable evil or unreasonable player character that you ruin it for everybody else in the game. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Now, if you want it, and then you ever notice there's not a lot of evil campaigns? Like where you play the bad guy?
Yeah, no. Not really. Somebody's gonna start making them now.
No, they
maybe.
do. They make them, and they're like the only ones I've ever seen are like one-off deals, and it's like almost tongue-in-cheek or humorous. Like there's games where you play the dungeon lord and you have to, where you playing the dungeon master, you're the overlord of a dungeon, and you're like trying to, all these adventures keep messing up your stuff. So you're like, oh, you got to go hire goblins. It's almost like a resource playing game, but you play the evil guy. And there was a few dungeons where Dungeons and Dragons, I think, put out like maybe one or two. Correct me if I'm wrong, but officially they only put like one or two. And this was like second edition, I remember. Like a dungeon where they where you play the bad guys. You were the monsters in the dungeon. And that was even played for like tongue in cheek or humor. It wasn't like meant to be an ongoing campaign. If you, in your spare time, feel that you need to run amok in the world and play a game where you have to destroy and kill and maim and do all those other horrible things, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, get it out of your system, but you're not gonna have a lot of friends or play a lot of.
You gotta check on that guy.
Yeah, you might have to check on that guy. And I'm not saying but when you write a game, like as a DM, even when you write the DM, you want villains that are hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, or evil or going to be difficult for the old player characters to overcome. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it more exciting and then the final role as something exciting. Like I was playing a game with all our friends, your grandmother and a couple of friends from work and stuff we were playing. And this one guy, man, he would I had this great I thought it was a pretty good villain. It was the snake people, the D&D snake. I can't even remember what they're called now. But it had a big temple, and they weren't gonna really get out with a lot of losses. They weren't gonna make this out. This evil was gonna be here. They were just doing the best they could. And in some crazy heroic thing, he cast this prayer spell, and his god came down and busted. And he actually rolled it, and it was I was upset, like, oh, my bad guys lost, But I'm not, I'm not like, oh, how dare they, But they went through and they came up with this whole plan, and they were happy, and there was joy, and we laugh and we think about it, and we joke and laugh and everything like that, and it's just a good time. But that was,
at that point, you if they roll a D20 or they roll a 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had to roll like under a 3%, and he made it or something ridiculous.
Yeah, so
it was like we all lost our minds. It was pretty funny, but yeah, it's like that. That's good triumphing over evil. So it's like it's fun. On the other hand, you also have to. Something has to be messed up or evil for good to go triumph it. So, there's that end of it, but that's where you're writing it. So that's what I mean. Like when I say you have to have good villains, or you have to have, good versus evil. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of like, that goes back to when I was saying when you were, you go to work every day and you do your grind. If, you go to work 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and you want that time to be the hero. Well, then, sometimes, as the hero, you're going to want to be the good guy, If you're the bad guy and that's all you want to do is bro, then I don't know. Maybe you got something.
You got to check out, like I said, check on
yeah,
that
you might have some. You don't have to be that way,
This guy wants destruction and malevolence everywhere.
But then again, if you have a bunch of guys like that, then okay, then I guess it's normal.
Yeah.
But
if it follows a theme, it makes sense. But sometimes that theme can only be so.
But if you have a group of players like that, usually they don't stay together. They usually aren't fun, and they usually end up in an argument, because
you got to stop that.
One day I played, and if you're just that way, like there was a, down the line years later, I'll tell you this story. We'll talk about this story about a guy I played with who was just out and out evil. And it's terrible. But
and he legit was evil.
He was legit evil. Like he was an evil person. There was no like, oh, he made a mistake or not. No, he was an evil person. And he was no fun to play with. He wasn't. And it got to the point where it was frustrating. So it's just no fun.
Yeah, usually Carlos, when he has an opinion or has some type of skepticism, it usually comes from something that happened back,
Yeah, there's a reason,
Maybe the story couldn't be told on YouTube. Maybe it could.
Yeah, maybe later. But it is bad. But that's the point. Is like that's where I come off with it. Like that, when I go off, you have to have good villains, or even Travis saying,
yep.
With the storytelling, the villain has to be good, and I mean, the villain has to be evil, but once you start, your player characters
good
are
evil.
good. Yeah, the game was designed. Most games are designed that way. Even Call of Cthulhu, it's so dark and foreboding. Your characters can even be evil in like they could just be rum runners or what we can say gangsters or whatever in the Call of Cthulhu.
I feel like
in the
rum
20s.
runners were
Yeah, you like that word?
Either way, there needs to be a balance. I know.
But even if they're evil like that in Call of Cthulhu, in order to survive, they eventually have to make decisions that, I have to be, I don't have to be good, but this is bad. This is way
That's
bad.
what's good about
This is
that.
still bad. This is way bad. I know this is bad. And if you don't and you let it happen, then you're the evil guy. You're just part of the cult.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I wanted to go off on the rant on why it's important to know what the difference between good and evil.
Yeah, and to have a balance, like you said.
Like nobody, and that's could be my opinion, but I haven't seen, and I've been playing for 40 some years, or maybe, it's got to be close to 40 years I've been playing this game, and nobody likes when the guy is, I'm going to play the evil snarf or whatever. No, okay, he's out.
Get him out of here. Put him in psychiatric help.
It's just, that's my opinion.
Now, you guys should also let us know in the comments if you had a similar experience or if one of your friends right now likes to be the evil guy. Might need to check in on that guy.
I mean, we could do whole episodes on stuff.
Maybe we could bring somebody in who only plays evil guys and test their emotional maturity and their intellect.
I don't know. That seems insulting right off the bat, but
no, I mean, like, not even in a bad way, to see like genuinely why they play.
Yeah, why you think that's fun.
Yeah, I'm not saying anybody who plays
I think
people are dumb or
I think
like
me
that.
personally, anybody who plays an evil character all the time, and I'm not talking like, hey, I'm an evil character and part of the arc is he's changed to be good or something like that. I'm saying that they just want to play evil characters. I feel that you would find that person would be self-centered or just or doesn't understand how to a group game works or stuff like that. I could be completely wrong. I'm not in any way a doctor. I barely have a high school diploma, so I don't know what people think.
You might have doctor money.
No. But that would be pretty fun to say, hey, why?
Oh yeah,
tell me why evil characters.
Not even to beat anybody down or anything. Like genuinely,
I
why?
don't even know one who plays an evil character.
Let us know if you do. Even if you're associated with the store and you come in a lot, if you want to talk on the podcast,
yeah, I'm not ragging on you.
Nobody to rag on. Legitimate questions. Nothing, demeaning in any way.
No, not during the podcast. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys. If you like what you saw, like what you heard, go ahead, give us a subscribe, a click, a like.
It helps a lot.
Follow, share. We got
need
some shares.
Lot planned for 2025 that's also unplanned.
Yeah, we have no plans. Like, I hate reading off a script because it's boring.
No, that's literally how our channel works still. Like he said earlier in the beginning, he's in his office. He's like, what do you want to talk about? What should we talk about? We just have a list of things that we haven't touched on or what's relevant, recent, and we're just like, all right, screw it, let's go. So none of this is scripted. The only thing I have that's scripted is what I put on my thumbnails and my titles for John. That's it.
John's is about as organized as you get as far
John's
as
impressive.
talking.
John's impressive. He has a Google Doc sheet ready to go every video, which helps you guys. If you haven't watched a John video yet, you should watch it because it's a 10-minute recap of everything you need to know, anything RPG related.
Yeah, if you want to know whether you're going to buy it or like it, it's pretty good.
It is though. It's a 10-minute video and it goes over everything.
Next time I do a video, I'm gonna eat his Google sheet right before you start.
Paper is good for me.
Oh, John, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live. F it. I was gonna say it, but no. Too many bleeps.
All right. See you guys later.